do it.
Thanks,
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Red Jacks On episode. I am just fucking hell.
Yes! Yeah, he stumbled. He
Something.
stumbled.
I am your host today. I'm Charlie, and I'm joined by
Me, Rick,
Fraser,
Sirhan.
and
our
special guest in.
And it's me, Joe. Hi.
Yeah!
What's up, Joe? Welcome back.
This is beautiful because this is our full circle on our podcast. Our first ever episode was The Last of Us episode 1, or I think we just done. Yeah, it was episode 1, wasn't it? We just done a whole recap of episode 1. This time we're going to be doing 1, 2, and 3 all together. So yeah, we will just start off at episode 1. At this point, guys, how are we all feeling about season 2 when we were going into it?
Roma! That's it. We can end the episode right there. It's said enough.
Yeah, it's all right.
As someone who hasn't played the game, Last of Us Part 2, I'm enjoying it as a series.
Wait. You've not played the game?
No, I haven't.
No,
played the
me
game.
neither. Me and Fraser.
But you've watched it, right? You both have watched the game online.
No,
No.
I just heard. I've heard about it and stuff that's happened in it, but otherwise, I'd never really. I liked The Last of Us 1, as a standalone story. I thought.
Yeah,
agreed.
So this is my first exposure to the Part 2 story.
Do you know what? It will probably be better for the review wise to have two with the game,
Definitely.
2 off the game. Joe, have you played the game, or you're watching the game currently, right?
I've played the first one, played a little bit through the second one, and then sort of had other things to do. So I'm watching it. So I'm watching the cutscenes now.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I have seen it. I have seen the whole game though before. I have watched it before.
Okay.
fair enough. Okay, so you're going to have a bit more understanding. So it's only me and Rick that has played the actual game.
But
Yeah.
I'm,
Did you do all the
entirety.
DLC and everything like that?
Was there DLC to?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know. I
I
did.
don't think there was. There wasn't DLC.
Yeah,
I think so.
To my knowledge,
one for the
Oh
first.
no,
DLC.
there was for the first one.
was
Left
that the
Behind.
multiplayer? They done a multiplayer, didn't they, at some point?
They did, but they also did that in the first game for a little bit as well. It wasn't really a DLC-ish, but
Stupid
Oh,
idea.
From what you played of it, Joe, was you enjoying it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was really good. And then I just sort of had other things to do, and it's like Last of Us is a time sink, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't walk away from it and then pick it up and get back to where you was. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
sort of forgot and then just watched it.
Just watched it.
It's good though.
Yeah.
Different. I got a lot to say.
Yeah. I mean, going into it, I was aware of one big thing, which obviously big spoiler alerts coming up, guys. If you haven't seen the first 3 episodes of The Last of Us season 2,
can we just put an overall spoiler warning? Because, well, actually, no. Let me clarify this. So, me and Rick shouldn't mention anything that we know of.
Yes.
Only within the
That's how
boundaries.
the
of
first
episode.
3
you
episodes.
can,
Yeah.
Fair,
you can
fair,
reference the second game and say that they've done stuff different to what you've seen so far. But yeah, obviously, just do not say anything that goes further than what we've seen in the show, because me and Fraser don't want to get it spoiled either. As
Yeah,
well
love
as all
the show.
the
No, fair,
millions
fair,
out there listening to the
fair.
podcast.
Spoilers for episodes 1 to 3, and maybe
So-
a little bit of reflection, but that's it.
So, like,
Yeah.
Fraser and Charlie and Joe, Joe's obviously played it and seen a little bit. Charlie and Fraser, you know the one big thing, which I'm guessing is the thing that happens in episode 2.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
one and only thing that you knew about in the game.
Yeah, pretty
Nothing
much.
else.
Pretty much nothing like in terms of major plot. That's
Mm.
pretty much it.
Yeah,
Okay.
trailer footage. I think we probably both seen all the trailer footage and stuff. But yeah,
I'll be honest with you. A part of me doesn't even remember episode 1, and I watched it like 2 days ago. Like episode 2, and then just
Yeah.
flicking on episode 3 to like. I literally watched
Yeah, a
episode
lot
3 today.
happens.
Mm.
I finished episode 3 and then joined this call. So
I can't remember what happened in episode 3.
episode 3 was fine. Episode 3
Yeah,
was
it was
low
fine.
key. It was low key in the best way. I needed it, but
Chill.
let's start. All right, let's start with episode 1. What happened in episode 1? How do we start off with the scene at the end of The Last of Us season 1, where
Mhm.
she just turns to him before they get to Tommy's and like, swear to me, like the famous scene, just swear to me, and I swear. And the credits roll, and then it shows them go into Jackson,
Mhm.
And then I think, does it jump? Is it 3 years later?
3
5?
3 years,
It
yeah.
was 3 years later.
5, I think maybe. Wasn't she? Well, Harold, because she's 19 now.
She's
and I think
19
she was
now.
13, wasn't she, or
Wasn't she?
something like that?
Which was 14.
13,
14
maybe
maybe?
14.
Yeah, so five
about
years.
About 5 years. So 5 years
Yeah.
passes, and then, yeah, you see kind of Ellie in Jackson and just seeing what that community is like.
Mm-hmm. I feel like most of it is exploring how Ellie and Joe's relationship is like at the moment, which is quite jagged.
Yeah. For the first episode, at least, it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How does
There's a
that
nice,
compare to the game? I want to know.
It's a lot more in the episode. It feel like they explored the characters a bit more. It's
Okay,
weird.
that was the same with first
Yeah.
season actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot more screen time for every character, though, I guess.
Especially Tommy, I guess.
Tommy.
Yeah. There's a lot more Tommy.
What, in the show or
Yeah.
in the game?
Yeah, in the show. Yeah.
Oh, really?
In the show.
I don't think he had a kid in the game, did he?
No.
To my knowledge, he didn't know.
Hmm.
But I think
They have made some big changes then, because that's quite a big thing, considering everything that happens in 2 and 3.
Do you know what?
we'll
In all
get to,
fairness,
but yeah.
though, from what I've seen from the game, they've added things or subtracted things or represented things in a different way. But like, let's take Tommy's kid, for example. Yeah, Tommy doesn't have a kid in the game. I think there might be some insinuation that either they're trying or she's pregnant, but it doesn't change, in my mind, the trajectory of Tommy's journey in this. Because all it's done in the show is add a bit more depth, add a bit more vulnerability, and add a bit more motivation for him. But it's not going to change it in a way of, oh, that must be, unless the kid gets like kidnapped or something. And I'm like, well, that is.
I mean,
that's divergent.
In one of the episodes, there's a bit where they're breaking through the door, isn't it? So you're thinking, oh, I don't know, is he dead? The kid's dead.
True.
So that's what I thought. It's like, are they adding an extra bit of story there? Because it's quite unsure if they got in or not. You know what I mean? It shows the door and then it cuts to something else. That makes sense?
Yeah, I remember cuts back outside to the
I don't think he did die. I think if they would have killed Tommy's son in the show, they would have.
There's no way.
you would know about it.
Yeah, they would
You
know.
don't see him. That's the thing. You don't see him. Like,
No,
It's true.
but I mean, yeah, the focus would be taken away, I guess.
yeah,
It would be a whole different story, wouldn't it?
I'm jumping ahead anyway.
But yeah, back to episode 1.
Yeah,
I mean,
episode 1.
I've made notes. I didn't break down every scene. I've made notes, and my first note is I fixed the guitar. Because Joel walks into her room and you think they're going to have this long conversation. It's just like, your guitar's broke. I fixed it and takes it. Just reminds me of Sirhan's dad. That's something he would do. Like, he's trying to make amends. It's like, I fixed this for you.
But that was in its own weird way, in a typical way, positive or negative, a very manly thing to do. You can tell that Joel's a bit of a blunt instrument. He knows how to get shit done. And he may go a bit overboard and he's very protective. But when it comes to the little nitty gritty, little, bit more sentimental, emotional stuff, it's still very functional. He's not very good with the journey. He's like, if I love you, I'm going to fix this for you, give this to you, save you from this. But the talking part, I appreciate that. And to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, I think that scene was in the game. Am I remembering that right, Rick? Where he grabs him guitar and says, I'm going to fix it.
I think
He
it
does.
was.
I think he
It was
does
in the trailer.
in the beginning,
Yes.
and then it changes a bit in the game to what they do in the show. But I think he does fix it in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
they go out to get guitar strings.
Yeah. Because I think no major spoilers, but I think in the game it also starts with like a bit of friction between Ellie and Joel, because you can tell from the time difference has gone by. Ellie's obviously grown up a little bit more. Joel's already know how to deal with a teenage daughter. So it is a bit awkward in the game, and they showed it pretty decently in the show as well. I think in the show they added a bit more of that underlying thing from the end of the first season 1, where she was like
surprise me. It did surprise me. Like I didn't think that their relationship would have been able to deteriorate that much. But it really does show like some of the guilt that Joel feels about that. and I like that as well. There's always that underlying kind of world breaking secret about Ellie that's always going to be there, but only the two of them knew.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seems to have really sort of broken them down, and that really that did kind of surprise me. Like, you thought they would have through going through everything the first game and season 1 had, you know, they still have an unbreakable bond, but it's just like on the rocks.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to watch. Sad.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely.
It really was. It was weird to come. Yeah, as you said, it was weird to come back after 5 years, and they're not. It was. I either thought she completely never believed him, and it's completely done, or they were going to come back and they're just good as gold. Because I mean, living in a community like that, but then I guess the therapist does kind of say, like, you're having problems with your teenage daughter. You know, every dad does. Get over it. Like, so I guess it is kind of just natural.
She was. I don't think she was in the game. The therapist, was she?
No.
She was. I liked her. She was funny.
Oh, I love
I
Kathy
liked her
Bates.
as well.
She
Yeah,
was.
She's great.
See, I think where they've kind of
Kathy Bates.
sort of semi-shimmied the episode compared to the opening of the game is in the best way possible, because everything they added was understandable in the sense that you start a game, you're one character in this particular game, one point of view, and you have to, in its own way, go through a bit of a tutorial. It's not just the establishing of the game, setting the scene, setting the characters and the tone. It's also a tutorial where that tutorial doesn't need to happen. All it needs to do is establish and just explore and go deeper into character dynamic. They had more time. Whereas like episode 2, I felt more of the beats. Episode 2, I was like, I remember that bit, I remember that bit, I remember that bit. Episode 1, I was a bit more just watching this representation of something I know. But the message was still the same.
Building, like world building, I guess, the first episode.
Yeah, yes, exactly that.
I did find it interesting that the therapist said about Joel killing her husband.
Yeah,
that was a bit of a weird. Like, that's opened up a bit of a story as well, which I'm interested to see what happened. Yeah, Eugene, that's it. Yeah. Is that also? Did they also say that was the guy? What's his name? Jesse. Is that his dad?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's Jesse's dad.
Or was his friend or something? Because he was talking about him because it was
Jesse
his
was
weed
there,
place, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was episode 2, maybe. I think episode 2, where he's like where he takes Ellie into that shop and he's like, Eugene was like his first partner, and then he showed him that spot. I don't think they were like father and son.
It was like partner. Yeah, you're right. I think it was partner. Yeah. But yeah, that guy, obviously Joel's killed him at some point.
Yeah, that was kind of like, that kind of flew over my head a little bit. Like, Joel killed a guy that I don't really remember.
He's killed so many people.
Yeah, but his therapist is still happy to give him sessions.
No, but you know what? I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that for one specific reason. Obviously, it's not in the game. The therapist's not in the game. But Joel, the biggest conversation of Joel, first of all, is like after people's massive acclaim for the game and the character, was like, well, hold on, is Joel the villain? Fuck, that was a big sort of discussion that was had, right? And we've even discussed it on the podcast. Episode 2, it kind of shows you that that conversation could be had, but it's also sort of even though it's traumatic to have the person that killed your partner, you can see like the normality in its own weird way of the conversation of talking about, well, you've killed this person, and we live in such a dog-eat-dog world. It's not even like you had other options or chances. There is a little vibe of her of like, I'm human, I'm a wife, I hate you and I'm angry at you, but also I'm a part of this society. I know it's a dog-eat-dog world right now. I kind of get it. And it just immediately sets that tone of like, kill or be killed is a normal conversation to be had. Yeah. Because there's one little line that appears in the game, if I may mention it, right? They don't use it in the show. They may use it, but it's a throwaway thing, but it comes to the same point where they're talking actually about Eugene. They're in the space. They find the guy's like weed farm, basically, in his stash. And she's having Ellie's talking to someone. And they're like, oh, shit, man. Like, oh, that's it. So this is, even Joel didn't kill him. How did he die? And I think the other person goes, oh, he died of a heart attack. Oh. And then Ellie just goes, oh, man. It was something along the lines of, oh, man, that's so cool. So lucky. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, man, like, he died a natural death. That's so unheard of. So even that conversation of death, you kind of get taken aback. Like, oh, yeah, this is not their world. They were not even born into the previous world. They were born in this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Literally,
Like-
the conversation between them, like, you know, just general chit chat is, you know, who was your first kill? Like,
Yeah.
that's the world
Yeah.
they've grown up in. Yeah. Ellie got bit, I think worth noting, which
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god, it's
just
come
shows
back
how
to me,
reckless she
Yeah.
is. She's out there getting bit more than once
Yeah.
now. Come on.
bro.
Yeah,
The
crazy.
stalker, man. The stalker. The moment I
Yeah.
saw that little shadow, I just balled myself up by myself, and I was like, "It's a stalker. It's a stalker." I don't think
Again, remember, that's the only one we've seen. I can kind of imagine. I didn't know if it was in the game or not, so I didn't know
Yes.
if this was a new dynamic, but I'm guessing it is. Okay.
Mate,
But just,
mate,
we don't know much
there's-
about them yet.
There's nothing I can spoil for you about that. It's just what it showed you was exactly how you felt, except you're
Okay.
the one playing it. It's exactly that moment of like, fuck.
Did the trauma come back?
Mate, I think episode 1, I think I whispered at the screen. Episode 2, I shouted at the screen. Episode 3, I was too tired to do anything. I just watched it.
You know, the first time I saw a clicker on screen, to be fair, I felt that. It was like,
Felt
oh my god,
ready.
that is PTSD.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We also meet Abby.
Yeah.
Abby. Anyone got anything
Whoa,
to say?
whoa, whoa, whoa. Can we talk about Dina first?
All right, yeah, good shout.
Yeah.
Let's
All
talk about
right.
Dina.
I love Dina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate, my one note: Dina is fun, and I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
She's a much needed breath of fresh air that you need in the environment that it all is and the world that it's set in.
Mhm.
You notice that she's very capable, but she's also like fun, like kind of like what Ellie can be when Ellie's in a fun kind of mood, but just
Mm.
constantly. That's just Dina.
Hmm.
It does
Yeah.
worry me. A breath of fresh air in this show is terrifying.
Yeah.
It's- I don't want
Don't know
to
how long
inhale.
it will last.
Yeah,
You want to save it.
I don't trust it.
And I shall say nothing.
No, say nothing. Say
You already
nothing.
said too much.
Mate.
I've already said too much. No, I like her. I like her, but not just her as a character. I like this actress and this interpretation and this sort of version of her. Like I think, like, kind of touching on a little bit Dina, even a little bit of Abby. I've kind of understood that these characters are not meant to be replicas of them. They're emulating them.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be like for like, and that's why when I watch it, I don't get put out or put off, because in my head it's like, this is that Joel, this is that Ellie, and I believe it is them in every way. It's maybe not the first one I was exposed to, but it's them, and I can still see that characteristic, and I definitely see that in Dina. I've picked that up from Abby. I mean, I don't mind Abby. I like her.
She's not built like she's in the game. Like in the game,
Yeah.
she's
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, that's a big thing. A lot of people mention.
yeah.
Mhm.
In the
Mhm.
film, she's just
She's just
like,
standard.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
gorgeous. She's a great actress. She plays her really, really well. You know, the way she's always crossing her arms and stuff like that. But like in the game, she was like built like an ox.
Yeah.
Some of the enemies say, "Oh, she's built like an ox."
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
And that
this
would have added a
version-
lot more impact
yeah.
to the second
Yeah.
episode for sure. But I also think it almost doesn't, because you think from someone with a big punch, you do you in a few. Someone who's not as strong, it's going to take a long time, and that's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we won't skip that. We won't skip to that yet.
I
So yeah,
just-
we meet Abby, and we had that. Was it this episode where she crawls through the fence?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, no,
No,
or was
it's
that
next
That's
episode
time.
two?
episode 2.
Two.
We just meet Abby.
Hmm. Yeah, we just meet Abby. We
We-
just get Ellie and Dina out on patrol with and then see the stalker inside the
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
house.
Well,
brilliant scene.
Yeah.
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, they done it justice. They captured it so well, man.
It feels like The Last of Us. You know what I mean? It sounds
Mhm.
silly, me saying that, but
Yeah,
it feels like it.
Mm. Oh, that's good.
You know
That's good. They're still keeping to their origins.
Yeah. But what I like it is like someone who has no idea what's going on. They could just click on it and be like, "Oh, cool, that looks cool," and just watch it and just get really into it, even if they have no idea what it is previously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I like
which
about it.
which is what a good show should be.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move on to episode 2, because this is probably going to be a big conversation.
On to
Oh.
episode instead, because I don't want to have to relive the trauma.
Well, look, we're just going to go over my quick 2 notes: Attack on Jackson and Joel.
Yeah, quick,
How long we
quick
got?
too.
The attack on Jackson. How well is that covered in the game? That's what I want to know,
0.
because
That is
okay,
not in the. That's not in
that's
the
what I
game.
would have thought.
Attacked. In the game, Jackson does not get attacked at all. Jackson stays.
I'll be honest with you. I love the Jackson parts. I loved it because it was brand new. It filled in the gaps that it needed because it's not a game.
Yeah.
And I love not knowing what was going to happen and just being like, oh, this is fine. This is just a show. And then it'll cut back to Joel. And I'm like, but honestly, hand on my heart, literally, I was rubbing my chest. I was going through so much anxiety. I was like, should I pause it? And I was like, no, just push through. Just fucking push through and just get to the end of this.
All the shit hitting the fan at the same time,
Oh, mate. But anyway, Jackson wasn't in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't in
I mean, I will say, before I watched this episode, Jade turned to me and went, "This is the episode, babe." Ruined the whole thing. I didn't know it was coming that early. Oh, fucking yeah! So the whole episode, I was like, well, "I know it's coming."
You know it's
How
coming.
I didn't know how it was coming, but I knew it was coming.
No.
Oh, mate.
When Abby and Joel meet, man, and he just picks her up, I was like, "No!"
Yeah, exactly.
Because she would have surely she would have died like if he hadn't saved her, and she doesn't even like
Joel just
doesn't
minded
even cross her mind.
and left and let her do her own thing.
No. Joel did what Joel did. He ran in there, bro, to save her.
Yeah.
That bit where the zombie puts his hand through the gate, and it slices up his hand. Oh, that made me.
That was
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That whole scene, man, when she's crawling through. Oof.
I was at work, innit, and I had it in my ears, and I went, "Oh," like that, really loud. And everyone looked like, "What are you doing?"
I need to be a little bit pedantic
probably.
and annoying here. It's infected. It's not zombies. Let's not trigger some fan base bullshit right now.
Yes, sorry, everyone listening.
Sorry, Joe.
Don't cancel us.
Sorry, Joe, when you listen.
Please keep listening.
Oh, yes, I forgive you.
Thanks, man.
We get quite a lot of views, actually, guys. Don't sleep on us.
Everyone's
No,
like,
we know. We're talking to all the Joes that listen to us. There's more than one.
Yeah,
It's
we
just-
just assume they're all called Joe.
They're all called Joe.
there's like 2 of us.
It could also be a girl's name. It could be Josephine. It could be Joanne. Come on, Fraze. Get your head out of it, man. It's 2025.
Comment below if your name is Joe, Josephine, or Joanne, or Joseph.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Oh, that's me. I want to go back to Jackson quick before we go on to that scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel what they did with Jackson in the show, proper built on like the whole town. Like it felt like there was like the town was a character. You know, in the game, it felt like, oh, this is home, blah blah blah. But in the show, it's like this is the community. This is this is humanity right now. You know what I mean? And when you see when people dying, you're like, oh shit! And the bit where they toss the barrels over, it's so cool. So
It's
so cool.
Yeah,
and that's the great thing they can do with the show, right? Because all of these characters get all this screen time, and they can then expand on the people in the community and the community itself. So adding that scene is probably a real blessing for the
really good
for the series.
It split the difference of the episode really well, but it also gave a nice dynamic of urgency to Joel because he could see it, like through the storm. Like, fuck, my home's been attacked, my brother. Yeah, and it that's what I'm saying. It added. It didn't take away or kind of like take away your amount of energy that you're going to give to both sides of this story.
Yeah. And it seemed like the only reason he didn't go back to the town is because Dina was there and she was like freezing to death. So he was compelled to get her to safety.
But then, of course, Abby twisted his arm as well. Like,
she's there. Going,
added to his urgency. Like, we're gonna. Not even that. Like, I've got friends. We've got
blankets.
we've got ammos and blankets and weapons. We will even come with you. And it's like, well, fuck it. Might as well come back with people.
Oh man. So he falls for it. And
but hold on, before we get to there. All right, firstly, I'm going to 2 things that we need to mention. One, they fucking show not a clicker, a bloater again. Second time for the show. That's a big deal. Yep. And 2, the whole like trailer / intro to the game with like the little light festival they have and Ellen Dina's moment.
Yeah.
I think that's episode. Is that episode 2?
At the end of episode 1.
great.
Was
The
it?
game had that whole scene with Dina and Ellie's dance and their first kiss and everything. In the game, it was great. In the
Did you have
show,
to like
it
tap
was
X to kiss?
no, you got to tap right. If you tap it quick enough, you don't kiss. Game over.
Just
It was great in the game, but even in the show, like they nailed every little
100%.
part of that entire scene, like for like from the game to the environment to the way it all starts. It was perfect. It was great.
So that's an
But just-
important scene, would you say?
Well, the thing is, in the game, it's hinted on right at the beginning. You don't see it until later on in the game as a flashback.
Yeah.
Oh.
oh, okay.
It's like, oh, you kissed Dina, stuff like that. And Jesse coming to the door is actually word by word what he says in the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've just watched the game recently.
oh,
I'm kind
is that where he talks to Ellie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of
Yeah,
rinses
okay,
her
yeah.
like, "What? You kissed her?" And then he's
Yeah.
I'm just fucking you, yeah.
You did.
That's kind of a savage move, because that is such a I know it didn't mean anything, and that is such an extra burn for Ellie, who's clearly smitten for her.
Mhm.
Like, I know I'm not worried about you. You're not a threat. It's like, oh, dick move. But then even Dina keeps doing that to her. Like, it just keeps like flirting with her and then being like, yeah, you're gay. I'm straight. It's like, what's your problem, Dina? What do you fucking want?
Yeah.
Come on,
She's figuring herself out. She's a teenager. I'm sure they're going to hook up. I will just quickly say, just on the topic of them hooking up, I think this is where my problem with Bella Ramsey is starting to evolve, because I love Bella Ramsey. I think everything she's done so far, she's a fantastic actress, but it's really hard to see her in a romantic relationship. I don't know why. She's got such a baby face. I don't think it doesn't look like she's grown 5 years, even
No.
though she's in her 20s or something. It's something weird about it for me.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. But I think they're kind of playing into that though. Like the way they dress her, the way they do her hair, she's not really grown up, and Ellie kind of has that. Ellie in the game doesn't feel like she grows up, and it's going to sound really weird to say, but she doesn't become like a typical grown up. Like, she looks like a woman now in that regard. She looks like she's mature. She's become more of herself, but you don't get that vibe. And in the show, they've kind of done it in a similar way. I don't know how to explain it. Like, she's not really grown
she
up.
can't change her physical body. You know what I mean? To that degree. And I mean, I remember seeing the game trailer, because you had that whole scene with Dina in the trailer. And I remember seeing Ellie and be like, "Oh my god, look at her! She's so grown up." You know what I mean? I don't have that with Bella Ramsey, because she just doesn't age. She still looks 13. So
Yeah.
that is my one qualm with it. I find it hard to root for the romantic side of Ellie.
But I always thought it was strange. It's like she looks like the girl who plays Ellie in the game.
Yeah. Who played her mum in the show?
Yeah. At the end of episode 2, that's her singing the song.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Through the Valley.
right. Through the Valley. Oh, you could tell the moment she started singing. I was like, "Oh no, that's Ashley Johnson."
Right.
Oh no. Oh god. Fuck's sake.
I didn't even think of Ashley Johnson. It came on.
Gretchen.
It came on, and my first reaction was, "That's my Ellie." That's my Ellie, because that was a song made for the game.
Mm.
So she's not. It really is her in character as Ellie as well. Because I remember Ashley Johnson done the song. She's like a professional singer in her own right. And the director of the game said, "Listen, you actually need to make it a little bit worse. Ellie wouldn't be this level of a singer. You need to crank your technique down a little bit." So she adds a little croak and a little push, and it really is an Ellie song more than hers in its own way.
So
It is beautiful.
Is that the song that Joel teaches her?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't show you. That's the song they just.
We haven't
randomly
seen
brought
anything
out.
like that yet. Just for the
It
record.
was in the trailers for Last of Us 2. That's where it was dropped. Her playing the guitar, singing the song.
Though, because I think in the beginning bits of the game, there is a song that Joel teaches Ellie.
Leave Me or something like that, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. And Ellie plays it a lot throughout the game, but he didn't get the chance to teach her that song in there. So maybe she would, but I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll see what they do with it. But yeah, that's a good point. I didn't actually clock that until just now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just quickly going back to episode 2, because we mentioned it, but we didn't mention it enough. That bloater was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Unloaded an entire canister of flame on this thing, and it was like, all right, a while to go. That shit was scary.
Actually thought he wasn't going to stop.
I thought Tommy was going to die for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
As someone who's never played the game, I thought he was going to die there and then.
Oh,
Right.
Tom.
Yeah, fair play. I will say plot armor on him when the other guys run or one of them gets taken out and he's got that little flamethrower that takes down one infected and there's a swarm running at him.
Yeah.
Why is
none
he
of them go
not?
for him.
I was just so like, come on,
Yeah,
plot armor,
yeah,
come on.
yeah.
Past him, not even caring. Right.
Yeah, they're just running past him. You just think, what? This is crazy. Tommy,
But
that was a weird scene, I guess, but
it
it's
was a
still
weird scene,
intense.
but it looked cool. As a
It
narrative,
did.
it looked cool that he's shooting this bloater just to put his attention, fucking screaming, and all this chaos is happening around him.
Mm.
But yeah, even popped to mind, I was like, nah, man, I've played the game.
They don't
The
run
first
past you.
one, no, they would never run past you. They're just too sporadic. They have
Mm.
they've got no tactic to get past you.
They've got hive
Mhm.
mentality and they've got one target, anything living. Like,
Oh,
Oh yeah,
That's
I'm
what
glad
they
you
did
said
with
that.
the series, isn't it? Last series, the hive mind thingy.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, because that weren't in the game, was it?
Yeah, that was really
that
cool.
was sick.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
must admit, I did I mean, they're unveiling in the show
Yeah,
when Abby falls
Mm.
down the snow, and all of a sudden it's like, because you hear the line in previously from the people from Jackson, like, yeah, man, I think we're seeing them hibernate underneath dead bodies.
Yeah.
It's like, who's talking about? And then all of a sudden they just all fucking rumble and just
Yeah.
start dogpiling the fence. That fence
Yeah.
level is in the game, right? I remember doing that.
There's
Oh man. But
maybe that goes back to where they found all the fungus in the pipe. Maybe
Yeah, the guy with the axe,
towards them.
literally leading them to it, like
Yeah.
giving him a signal. Do you know that I was listening to the Last of Us podcast, and they were saying that when they done the whole like all the swarm coming out, obviously there was loads of actors, but obviously loads of CG, and when they were like doing post and that, they were like, why is that guy running so weird? Like, is that one of yours or one of ours? And it was like, no, that's a real guy. That guy is just running real weird, and he's right at the front. You can fully see him for like 5 seconds in this horde thing. It's so good. Yeah, like it looks so good. It reminded me of Game of Thrones. The way the budget just looked like it was through the
It's
roof.
true. Yeah.
HBO on it.
The wall, like the wall kind of looked kind of shit. Like you see it breaking through, it looks like flimsy as fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like it's made out of
Yeah.
wood, but I feel
Mm.
like you could just strengthen it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, like
Go around
Spikes.
it again.
yeah, well,
There's big spikes.
metal.
A trench.
The trench.
In all
Yeah, lots of
fairness,
things they could have done.
when that bloater was breaking through, they showed it to us from the inside. It was very dramatic. Bam, bam, boom. He goes through the door or the wall.
Like a shish
I was
kebab.
like, if you know he's about to do, if there's one battering ram, everyone just for a second just stop and go shoot that one guy. I'm sure like 15, 20 bullets, all the flamethrower, take him down, and then just carry on, exterminate. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
They gave that guy space and everything.
It wouldn't have been very entertaining. Would it?
No, it would not. It would not. It was just shit.
So you know.
Also, I don't know if it's just me, but I think the bloater's skin kind of looks like chicken doner.
Mm.
Oh, you know what? I see it.
Especially when it's charred.
Oh,
You see it up close, and it's like, you know, when you go in the kebab shop, and you see like
Just
Peel it off.
want to carve it down.
yeah.
next time Joe walks into a kebab shop, he's gonna walk in and be like, no, just like running out.
Gets the flavor out.
Shoot.
That's my take on the bloaters. He looks like a
They look like chicken kebabs.
Joe's the only one that watches this show and gets hungry.
I was hungry, man.
But yeah, I feel like we're avoiding a subject.
Nah, we're fine, man. Jackson was cool.
Yeah, Jackson was good. Yeah.
So episode 3, yeah, Joel and Nelly head off to the.
That's it. It's done. All a dream. Joe wakes up.
All right, look, I will say this just to start us off. The impact was the same. There was very minor differences, not big enough for me to kind of overly notice it. And you will. Look, I played this game once, and this is what we're about to talk about is the reason I've only played it once. But the trauma's sharpened up in my head. But yeah, there was a minor difference, but the feeling was exactly the fucking same, if not a little bit worse at times, because it was visceral of being human and not CG.
Brutal.
I feel like in the game, from what I think I saw, it was in like a darker setting, and maybe he was like in a chair.
No.
Was it
Think
still
of it
in like
exactly the same.
exactly the same?
Exactly the same. Just think of it more towards like sunset. But for the
Okay.
sake of a TV show, I think it was better to have everyone
Better
lit up
lighting.
a bit more. Yeah,
I think
I think
I think it was in the basement
No,
No,
in the game.
in the game it was in a mansion, and in the show it was in the lodge, which I found straight like it was opposite. If that makes sense.
no. It was the
It's
same.
still
It was
in
the same.
mansion, not in the launch.
It weren't the same because I watched a comparison video of
Really?
the game and the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize.
They got
Yeah.
the set really good though.
Yeah, because in the game she
Okay.
goes downstairs because you go past the pool
That's
table
right.
and down some stairs and blah blah blah. You go down, whereas in the series she goes up, and she's going to higher
Yeah.
ground, and there's
But
like a big pane window that isn't in the game
Yeah.
as well. You don't see a lot of, like, it's a lot more dark
Oh,
and shadows.
okay.
It's
That's
still
what I
lit.
thought,
It's just
yeah.
a lot
Cool,
darker.
cool.
Guys, we're still avoiding the point, dude. We're talking about Windows.
And
So
so also in the game it was Tommy and Joel. It wasn't Dina and Joel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a bit of a difference. as
Oh,
well.
yes, you're right. Because in the game, Ellie is with Dina at the time, but this time she was with the other guy. So even the
Jesse.
weeds, even the weed bit and all that jazz, that's all with Dina originally.
it was an interesting choice to change that.
Oh yeah, because she finds
Yeah.
the gas mask with the bong on it. Doesn't she? I don't know if she
Yeah,
find
yeah,
that in the, did she find that in the series?
yeah.
Yeah, she
yeah.
puts it on.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't remember. I'm getting confused.
So
Oh, right.
Joel,
Yes.
let's just it hit you the same.
He does.
Just shut the fuck up and
The
do it.
The
So-
finger
That's it.
lift,
Yeah.
man.
So Jade obviously had told you before at the start of the episode, this is the episode that Joel dies. So you
Mhm.
knew it was coming, but you
Mhm.
obviously didn't know how. You just knew it was coming.
Years ago, when the game came out, that was the one thing that was spoiled for me, is that scene.
That's Sam.
I did not watch the whole thing. I just remember hearing that's how he goes, and I saw some of it, and I was like, I can't watch anymore. I'm not watching that.
hmm
So I knew this was coming, and I've put that off however many years ago. I've never watched it. I knew there was golf clubs involved, so the moment he was in that room and I saw them golf clubs, I was like, motherfucker, oh, it is happening. Here it comes. And as soon as he said his name, or as soon as she said, and this is Joel, I was like, oh, this is it. This is it.
hmm Yeah, I think that was kind of one of the reasons that was putting me off playing the game as well, but more so because I knew it wasn't going to be like a Joel and Ellie story kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then just
I
hearing
think that
about
lost a lot of people.
hearing about Abby as a character as this sort of like hench chick who you follow quite a lot.
It's in everyone's mind when I think about Abby. It's just fucking Wedge.
Yeah.
You know what? I've also one thing to defend Abby, right? People got pissy in the game when she first came out. Why is she so hench? And now people are getting pissy that this one's not. And like this character can't win. These actresses can't win, man.
Do you have to play as her in the game as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So she
Listen.
essentially becomes the second character.
Yes.
And I was just
It's
kind of
awesome.
like, I can't really get on board with it. You know.
You know what, right? Like, there was a lot of Abby got a lot of flack in the game for what she did. I mean, the game in general got a lot of shit when it first came out for a lot of different reasons. Abby was one of the main ones. When I first played the game, I did eventually come to kind of like Abby, and I sort of saw her point of view, and you kind of connected with her a little bit.
She's my favorite character. 100%.
In the
Favorite
show,
character?
though,
Nice, man.
it's different. It's very different in the show because when she took that swing, immediately in my brain I was like, "Fuck this Abby! I do not like her at all." In the game, it was different. I could kind of
No.
I didn't like it when she took the swing, but eventually I kind of come to like her. But in the show, I do not like this Abby. I don't know what it is about her. She's just there to be hated. She reminds me of Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like, she's going to be one of the characters.
Oh,
She's
really?
gonna
No. I don't think so.
She played the character really well. She's a good Abby.
Well,
Played her
do
really-
you know something interesting is that Caitlin Diva, who plays Abby, she was originally cast as Ellie for the film before it got scrapped.
Oh.
So
that would be
I'll be honest with
can
you.
you imagine her as Ellie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She's
Yes.
very Ellie-esque.
Yeah.
Look.
Which has caused a lot of controversy with Bella Ramsey again, bless her. She's really
She's too
hated on.
old now, though.
Yeah, she's too old now. That's why they didn't cast her.
I had the same reaction with Abby that I did in the game that I did for the show. So for me, it's not really different because no matter how much of that character I enjoyed or connected or understood in the show, I think Rick mentioned this. Yes, we didn't talk about it, but we just spoke very briefly about it. And it was like it's an old wound opening. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Because for all of that understanding, because even episode 2 starts with I like that sort of semi flashback to her walking into the hospital room and her dad's dead.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the dead body, but it's just her talking to herself. Like, don't go in there. I enjoyed that.
It was
But
weird.
the moment Ellie shot him in the leg and was gonna essentially do her thing, I was immediately like, "Fuck you." I
Abby.
don't give a shit. Abby. I was like, I don't give a shit I don't give a shit who you are, who your dad was, but nothing against the character. I just had that same Joel moment like I did in the game of like,
It's because it's Pedro,
bro.
Mhm.
Papa Pascal.
Puppy.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That is exactly it.
it was brutal, bro.
It hurts. It hurts to lose Joel.
Yeah.
It hurts to
In
lose
such a brutal way, but I don't think there was any other way that man could have died.
She kept going off on a fucking monologue, chatting all this shit.
Yeah.
Joel just stopped. Was like, "Oh, shut the fuck up already! If you're gonna do it, just fucking do it." That was like, yeah,
Game as well.
that's
Yeah.
Eddie.
Thank you.
Definitely.
And I
Yeah.
feel like the prior episodes as well, like kind of help you lead up to that because of Joel's guilt and how you see that affecting him. You kind of feel like, yeah, you know, he's ready to take it because he probably feels like he deserves some kind of punishment.
Yes, yeah.
I love
And
that he kind of nods, isn't it? Like when
Yeah.
she's talking about it, and like he doesn't deny any of it.
No.
But then it's also like he also doesn't give a fuck because it's like,
No.
yeah, I know, I understand, I really hurt you, but I would not fucking change it. Like, and
Yeah.
I'd do it again 1,000
No.
times. Like, and I wish he'd just said like, I did it to save her or something, you know, just to something to kind of put it out there. Like they were going to kill her. They were going to kill my daughter. They were going to kill this Ellie, you know, this new daughter of
But
mine.
you know what?
I don't know.
I think on some level, and I may be speaking preemptive, but from my connection to Joel in my own way, I think he knows that would have been pointless. I think he knows that look in Abby's eye, he knows the trip she's on, and he doesn't give a fuck. Come on, man. He had people telling him Ellie could save the world, save our whole species from this. And he was like, I don't give a fucking shit.
Yeah.
And even with like Marie at the end, you only come back, chase us again. He just shoots her in the head. So he knew it was for nothing. And for the show, he was protecting Dina a little bit. Play along as well.
Yeah, true.
I think he also just kind of agreed with her as well because she was like, you know, you just walked in, you didn't even look at him, you just shot him, and then walked out.
Yeah.
Just walked past his body, and you know she's right about that.
Yeah.
And in the game, in the end of first game, that's the only nurse/doctor that you have no choice but to kill.
Yeah.
It doesn't let you move your gun away. You have to shoot him, and then the rest you have a choice. And then you pick up Ellie and run.
Did you shoot any of the others?
I played through so many times. I done one with none. I done one with some. I done one with all.
Rifle, the whole game sneaking around with like poo. I was like,
medical professionals.
I was like, the whole game was like, oh, when do I get an assault rifle? Oh, when do I get machine gun? And they're at the end. Oh, sweet. Anyway, I often think about it and I go, well, if it was the other way around, we'd all be like, fuck you, you know, fuck off, Joel. Yeah, you killed her, you know.
I mean, look, if you were looking at it from the Fireflies' point of view for the whole of the first film, the savior finally gets there. This guy has brought the savior to your door, and then all of a sudden, this guy just decides to kill everyone. That
exactly.
He is a bad guy, isn't he? He's a straight up villain.
But that's the point. That's the point of this world. That's the point of the game. That's the point of the world they made. It's not. If people watch this and all they see is blood, gore, and violence, you're missing the whole point. Because I don't like too much blood, gore, and violence. I don't like horror games. I don't like zombified stuff so much. The point of this is all about like the humanity. And the reality is there is no black and white, good or evil. He was a hero for us because we saw it from his point of view. He was completely the baddest guy ever from the first game. And that's why it doesn't really matter. That's why they can have a convo with your therapist to say, you killed my husband. But in this world, fuck it. It is what it is.
why I find Abby such a great character, because you want to hate her, and that's the whole point. You know what I mean? But
And I'm guessing the reason you get to play with both of them.
You start feeling sorry for her. You start to be on her side, sort of thing, and then you're like, I kind of see what she done. I kind of see why she did it. You know?
Yeah.
It's not always black and white. And when I got spoiled about Joel dying in the game, and I knew it was coming, and then when it happened, I was like, okay. I didn't feel that sad about it because I knew.
Really?
Kind of new.
I was sort of like, well, you know, kind of did have it coming eventually, and that sounds really bad. And and I did. To be fair, I did tear up in the series because you know it's Pedro.
That's why.
It was a hard pill to swallow.
And the bit when he moves his finger at the end, I was like,
No, I know.
Fucking
That's
finger.
the second, but that's the second half of the trauma. It's not even him getting battered. That was brutal enough. I thought I've seen that.
"You're alive."
When Ellie arrives, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sold it.
Yeah, she really did. The focus in her eyes, where she immediately sees what's happening and raises the gun.
Yeah.
Straight gun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was dead, man. I thought Joel was dead when Ellie got there, and like the fact he was just a bloody mess on the floor, and the fact that they pin her down and everything, and she's like, "Get up," and the fact he's still alive enough to try is just, it broke me, man. That was my breaking point. I was like, right, nah, I can't see Puppy like this no more.
But that's what that's what made it worse. If he was already dead, that's a different type of shock. But the fact that he was on the edge. Oh man, he broke me in half.
Right,
man.
Yeah. Should we move on from Joel? Because otherwise, it's
can
going to be brutal.
Can I ask one more thing though? Because obviously you guys said that in the game it's Tommy that's there. But obviously in the series they drug Dina.
Yeah.
How do they handle it with Tommy there?
I thought they just kick him in the head.
Oh.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think they just like butt him on the back of the head with like a gun. Yeah.
And knock him out.
But the dynamic of the wolves, if you will, like Abby's little group, it was very, very similar. It had the exact same vibe, like the same sort of roles of like Abby pushing it a little bit too hard, and everyone else, some being hesitant, some being a bit dickhead, some being a bit in between all of this shit.
Fuck that Manny guy. He's a bastard.
I'm sorry, but fuck all of them.
Did any of you recognise Manny?
Yeah, who is he?
He looks familiar.
Well, I don't imagine you would. Well, maybe you recognise him for something else, but he's been in Marvel a bit lately. He's the new Falcon.
Yes, he is. He is. Yeah. You know what? He done that well then, because he looks very likable.
Danny Ramirez.
As in Marvel,
he's
a big dickhead in this.
Yeah.
Oh man, he done Ellie in though, man. She was in hospital for 3 months with that kick. The sternum.
I think they're all going to die. I mean, if I was to, I have no idea about the story from the game, so don't spoil it. But if I was to go with it now, Ellie is straight up got to be the bad guy now, and essentially just kill everyone in Abby's crew until she gets to Abby, and then it's going to be this big thing of, do we cycle it? And I'm going to guess someone's going to watch Abby as she's about to get killed, and Ellie's going to be like, "Fuck!" It's going to just repeat itself. But I mean, honestly, it's just two sides of the same coin, and that's why I love both those characters in their own way. I really like Abby. And I hate that I like Abby.
I like her.
Yeah. No, I hate that. I hate her, but I love her.
I genuinely don't hold any hate for her. Did she appear in episode 3 at all?
No. Episode 3.
No, she doesn't at all. No. They showed the scars as well. But anyway, sorry.
A break.
Oh no.
Community life in the apocalypse stressing you out? Not connecting with your teenage daughter as much as you used to? Well, here at WLF Mountainside Resort, we have just the vacation you and your daughter need. Restless sleeper? No problem. Our on-site doctors will get you to rest in peace with our luxury sedation technique.
No.
Enjoy sports? Well, we got golf clubs. Not to mention snowy hikes, beautiful views, and a friendly manager who will always make sure you take your time and don't rush anything.
Just
shut the fuck up and do it already.
You don't get to rush this.
At WLF Mountainside Resort, we will always have payback, your back, and make sure that you get the long, well-earned, eternal rest that you desperately deserve. WLF Mountainside Resort, conveniently just outside of your hometown. Come and visit today. Discount to anyone with the name Joel.
Are we back? Oh, we're back.
We're
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
We're
We
back.
might as well be back. We might as well be
Just
back.
slide
I
back
think
in.
Before we carry on,
Episode-
what do you think about the infected being more intelligent? You know, hiding underneath the dead bodies. What do you think of that?
Love
I
it.
love
Great.
Played it.
Absolutely
Yeah.
love it.
It's cool.
It's not like too intelligent like you think like, oh, they really like kind of developing intelligence. It's more like they're developing their instincts
They're evolved.
with the hive mentality.
Mm.
It's not like
That
they're
was-
building things or holding weapons or stuff like
Yeah.
that. They're just
You know, Neil Druckmann, the guy who made the game, he said something really amazing in the podcast, and it was that the reason that they took over the world is just because they are better at working together. And like the infected, they are a community. They are the strongest community. They will throw themselves at a wall knowing that it's going to possibly serve the ones behind them a purpose, you know? And that's why they've won this war on humanity so far. And yeah, I just love that kind of idea of
Mhm.
they're a good team. They're a really good fucking team, and they're gonna constantly keep learning from each other. And that's why they like hibernation is an animal thing. Like, you know, they've learned to be animals. They've learned to survive as mammals. It's just I love the evolution of anything you can evolve is great, but this is like a fungal thing as well. So of course it has to evolve. Like it's constantly like growing and stuff. But yeah, I love it. I love it.
Episode 2 is probably one of the best episodes of a series I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh
anything,
yeah.
everything in what I've watched, in my
Yes.
personal opinion.
Yeah, it was
I'm not gonna
non-stop.
say it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Brilliant.
Again, it could probably only compare it to Game of Thrones.
Mm,
And that is something I'd want to watch again.
yeah, for sure.
To a certain
I'll definitely
point,
watch
maybe.
that episode again. hmm Yeah, just skip the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but in all fairness, though, you look at Game of Thrones, and I know obviously their first big hit was the Red Wedding.
Mm.
But
Oh, wow.
episode 2 was the Red Wedding in one man, in one room, in one spot for me. The Red Wedding did not. It shocked me more. It did not hurt me as much as it did with Joel.
You know, I'm not even gonna lie. The Red Wedding, you can't touch it, mate. I'm sorry. Joel dying
Really?
is horrible. The Red Wedding was so unpredictable. They were all main characters. It was a
Yeah,
room
fair
full
enough.
of Joels dying. No, the Red
No,
Wedding is
no.
a different tier. You can't compare it.
As like a TV show mechanic, I'm saying it was better and bigger, but I'm saying it didn't hurt me as much. It shocked me more. It just didn't hurt me. Joel was personal for one obvious reason. This is a game. I didn't play Game of Thrones.
That's a tough call. Yeah,
For
yeah.
me,
I mean,
all right,
yeah.
for me personally, the Red
There was a
Wedding
pregnant
just
woman who got stabbed in the stomach, mate.
Right,
The Red Wedding
I'm
was
sorry.
fucking. It hurt in many ways.
Okay, do you know
Saying
what?
that
This is the
Joel went
advert.
more is-
This should be the advert. It's just us discussing Red Wedding versus Joel dying. And be like, no, mine was worse. My
Leave your
trauma was
comments
worse.
below. Leave your comments below. Let us know if you think the Red Wedding was worse than Joel's death or not.
I've never seen it. What happened is that everyone dies.
Oh,
I mean, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Game of Thrones, but yeah, there's a wedding. It's been like prearranged, but then they tried to pull out of the wedding, and it's basically an ambush. And all the main characters that you have been following so far, including a pregnant wife, a mother who's like all heirs to thrones and stuff, the main characters all get ambushed and killed brutally. It is
Brilliant.
awful. It's the mate. Honestly, yeah, it's worth watching just the scene, to be honest. But yeah.
So,
Anyway.
should we episode 3 then?
Yeah, there's not much to talk about in this one.
So episode 3 was low key. It was calm. It was more of the consequence of what happened to Jackson and to Ellie. And it starts with her coming out of the hospital, has that mini cool convo with the therapist.
Mhm.
And the only thing
I
that
like
really interests her, yeah,
When she woke
mentions
up.
that, yes,
when she
Oh,
first
when she
woke
woke
up.
The scream,
when she-
man.
Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah,
trauma.
yeah.
Mhm.
Bella
yeah.
Ramsey, man. You close your eyes and imagine Game Ellie. It's perfect. It's perfect. But yeah.
I like the conversation with Dina. Or no, sorry, I like Ellie coming home, being very spaced out. Not to go to a more serious place, but as people have gone through grief before, when you go back to that space immediately, you're spaced out. Nothing
Mhm.
feels quite real, and you see that spaced out on her until she finds his jacket, his smell, and then she just cracks into tears.
Yeah.
And then Dina comes, and they're like to business now.
There's a line she says to the therapist, which was really good. She said something like the last conversation I had with him, I shouldn't dwell on it or something like that. I can't remember what she said.
Shouldn't define the whole
Yeah,
relationship.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was nice.
I think she also said, but it sometimes it does, or like it often does.
It often does. That's what the therapist
And
said.
she was just chatting so much shit. It's just like,
Yeah.
and I'll have to forgive myself for that.
Yeah.
I love Ellie, man. And I love the therapist just being like, no, there's people who lie, and then there's liars, and she's a fucking straight up liar. And she would just chat shit. I love it.
Love the therapist.
Yeah. She's a good addition. If she wasn't in the game, I appreciate they've put her in this one. Shows a bit of the mental psyche of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that they hadn't included in the game that they are showing in the show, because the game came out however many years ago. I've not played it since it came out, and all the other little additions that they have in the show, like the whole episode 2 and the infected attacked Jackson, didn't happen in the game, but it felt like it still could have. It didn't feel out of place. Like it all still felt very Last of Us. This is real. This is what's happening. Even though it didn't happen in the game, it's like they might have gone off script. Everything that all the new stuff they've included is still very, very.
It's not out of place. It fits, and
it's great. It is great.
I think the worst thing any adaptation can do is when they add something new to a TV show, let's say from a game, is something happens that you already know. It's the main narrative, and then you get that feeling a show does that when they go, and then this, and then this, and hey, it's the funny one now. It's like, no, don't try to do this. Whereas you're right, nothing felt out of place, and I think I've not played the game long enough where I could have probably scratched my head and been like, and I did. I asked Rick, and I was like, wait, Jackson didn't get attacked in the game, right? Yeah. He confirmed because it fitted in so well that my brain was a bit like, maybe that was happening, but you don't see it. So it done it justice, if not added more to it.
Oh, that's good. It's good. I mean, the amount of effort that went into it for an additional thing, and it paid off so well. So yeah, fair play. And it really did heighten the stakes.
I think it really adds to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So the conversation with Dina.
Yes, gives her the names and the locations.
Mm-hmm.
I like that moment with Dina.
Yeah,
and I like the moment where Ellie was going to get annoyed with her and kind of snap, but I think kind of Dina semi puts her in her place. Like, look, this is the reasons. This is what would have happened. And I can't remember if it's episode 2 or 3, where she kind of again not puts her in her place, but kind of puts it on her like, hey, he was important to me too, you know. Like, don't act like you're the only one who's suffering here.
Wait, it wouldn't have been episode 2. It would have been episode 3.
She's so
episode 3, sorry. Yeah, Dina is very emotionally intelligent and sharp as a character.
Yeah,
she even had a scene with Joel in the game. I don't think they actually spoke. Not very much.
Really? Didn't have not a kind of daughter relationship then?
No. They spoke more from a distance, and you could tell they had their own little banter got on, but there was no dedicated scenes to them both.
Yeah.
I don't think there was, you know. It's a good point.
No.
Oh, I like that. I like that she is like a second daughter to him, though. I like that.
It's a nice little touch. Yeah.
She does seem like, I mean, obviously knowing that it's come from a game, and I'm guessing she would be this, but she does almost seem like a bit of a cheat character, like an AI character, like that's going to be like, look, as the player, you're going to want to run around and shoot everyone, but as an AI character, I'm going to be the one to say no.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the referee.
Like, you need a map, you need allies, you need. Have you thought this fucking through?
Yeah. This is how you build a band-aid. This is how you.
True.
She's literally telling Ellie like what did she say? Like, what is it full of? Like, just guns. So you've got no like food or medicine. So you better not sprain your ankle. Then you're fucked. Like, she's got such a good point, but she is like a good character.
She's great. So good. I think the rest of episode 3 was kind of more setting up for what to come, but the whole council scene where Ellie like tried to make a case to the council and be like, this is why we should go, and that was also great. That was also great to see like just how the actual community in Jackson is. It's not just a bunch of people just gathering, pooling resources and stuff like that. There is actually, it's a real community. Like, it's real people. Everyone got their say, and even that guy that called him a dyke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth.
And even he stuck up for him, and him getting them
Trying to
out
make
of the gate.
amends.
It was actually a really, really good episode. It was pretty slow, but I was happy for it to be slow after episode 2.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Taking
Yeah.
it happened, you know.
Yeah.
To sort of morning, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, they even had a little bit with the gravestone, didn't they? And she put the coffee beans down. That was kind of closure for us as well.
No, that was still a little bit heartbreak, but yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in the game either, to my knowledge. I don't remember anything with the coffee beans.
I believe in the podcast they mentioned she goes to the grave, but she just touches the soil to be like to feel him, kind of thing. That's what they said.
I think that was a callback to season 1, where their first time they've kind of wake up one random morning and he makes coffee.
Yeah, and
on
she's
the
like, "Oh,
stove,
what the
and
fuck
he-
is that?" So it's not
yeah,
like
they
bad
had
shit or
that.
something.
Yeah, their first little interaction. Like he knows, she knows that he loves his like morning coffee.
Mm.
Oh man, it was. I don't. Yeah.
The bit where Tommy says, what did he say? Go give her a hug for me or something like that. I can't remember what he said.
Yeah.
So
Oh, say hello to Sarah for me. Yeah, fuck, man.
It's like,
Yeah. Of course, the one shot of Joel was his watch.
He takes his watch, fixes it up for her, right?
Yeah.
And I love that Ellie just moves that watch aside, picks up the gun. Doesn't even give a fuck about that. That watch meant something to Joel. Doesn't mean shit to Ellie. The gun is what I need. I love it. So, we got to meet the what are they called? The hammer guys. The smiles.
They're
called scars. Scars.
Yeah.
They're just called scars.
There's cultish.
I'm pretty sure
Sephirites.
that little group is called the Scars.
Yeah, but their real names are like the Sephirites or Sephirite.
Oh yeah. I think they have a longer name, something like yeah.
Right, that was weird.
Yeah, but it spooked me how well they look like the game, because the season 1 did this to me. Season 2 is doing exactly the same way, like with the Stalker, same with the Scars, same with Abby. Like my internal reactions and thoughts are becoming like it activates my brain. Like okay, like at the moment I saw the Scars, I got not apprehensive, like almost like I was ready to fight. Because anytime you see them in the game, they're not going to be your friend. It's all of
so they're going to be bad guys. Okay.
No, not necessarily bad guys. I'm just saying that they're strangers to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in
Until
the show, it was just they just seem like refugees of like definitely part of a cult. You can tell, but they're like they're running from a war, aren't they? He said.
Yes.
Running from some
Last of Us. No one's really the bad guy.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
That's
Everyone's
the thing. Yeah,
surviving.
Unless you're like a rapist and killing people for the fun of it, you're a bad guy.
Like David. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He was a bad guy.
Oh god. Oh god.
Most
no.
trying to survive, aren't they? And then
yeah.
Well, like, I don't want you to survive. I want to kill you, sort of thing.
I said as well, like post-apocalyptic situations always seem to produce these weird religious cults type people.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I wasn't keen to see them. I was a bit like, oh, this is a bit. And then they died. So I was like, okay. Well, that was short lived. So that's fine.
You won't see them again.
Yeah.
Poor people.
Yeah. And they were killed by the wolves, which is obviously Abby's group, that's who we saw at the end of the episode, I believe, in their fucking full force.
So the way I've understood it is, and I don't mean this in a spoiler sense because I actually don't know, but it feels like the remaining Fireflies have become the wolves, or just Abby's crew were the remaining Fireflies and they've joined the wolves. I couldn't figure that part out.
I think it's like I think the wolves were already a
thing
entity in the world. They were their own faction, and I think some of the Fireflies, when they all got eradicated, some of them must have joined the wolves. But Abby's crew were Fireflies. They joined the wolves, but I don't know if all the wolves are previous Fireflies. I think wolves are a pre-existing thing.
Too many of them.
Yeah.
I could tell you, but I don't want
to. No, fair.
Don't say a word, Joseph. Don't say a word.
No.
No. They're another entity aside from the Fireflies. That makes sense. There's people from Fireflies join them because they're pew pew pew.
Yeah. To be fair, I've seen a map that they put up on a YouTube video of like the America and like a part of America where Last of Us is set, and like all the different like
Actions.
crews and stuff are, I guess,
Yeah.
that you can bump into. Not that you're going to see every single one of them, so it wasn't really a spoiler, but just that they've planned in their heads what kind of people live where and what kind of groups live where. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see that.
It kind of harkens back to your point, Chaz, that in a post-apocalyptic world, they won or winning because of their teamwork. But look, leave humans to their own things, and we've all divided. We could have combined all of those, let's say, 6 factions into one state or one country and resource the fuck out of it. But it's like, no, it won't work.
Yeah,
humans will always fight with each other.
Yeah,
all the story.
But yeah, it's passed off that there's not a lot of either the wolves are a small faction, or there's not a lot of fireflies or something, but then we see that there's like a whole massive army essentially that Ellie and Dina are walking into.
Gonna take down Solo.
Oh, yeah. That's how the episode ends.
Jade did tell me something about the game, which is a comparison to episode 3, so it's not a spoiler. But apparently, Tommy is the one who's keen to get out and go and rescue Joel, whereas in the show he's a bit more like, the community comes first kind of thing. He's got a bit more of a reserved energy.
Right. Considering he was there, that would be understandable.
Well, yeah,
No,
I guess that's
I
probably the
think
big
you're
difference.
right, because I think there's initially a point where when Ellie departs in the show, obviously they sneak off with Dina. But if I'm not mistaken, I think he goes to Ellie in the middle of the night and was like, right, I know you're going to go off and go to kill these people. I'm going to come with you. Let's meet at dawn, and I'm going to bring a few people with us. I think that's how it goes. And then she leaves before him. No? Have I misremembered that, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think it's brought up later on in the series. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to switch it round.
Fair enough. Maybe let's just leave. Maybe I've misremembered.
Sorry. Could it be spoiler territory? Like Tommy might go out. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Let's leave it alone. But I will say that Tommy being a dad in the show adds more to his caution, that you kind of believable a bit more than just a leader and a husband. Like, yeah, he's a dad. You can understand why he's not going to jump the gun.
And
it makes sense there to see it. Yeah, without diverging too far, it adds to Dina's motivation to go with Ellie as well.
True. Yeah.
You kind of feel like they're on the same page in a way. Like
you're right.
She saw him as a father figure as well, and she was there. Plus, Ellie has the whole of season 1, and he saved her life. So yeah, you kind of feel like they're on the same page.
Well, boys, even though we're towards the end of the episode, I would imagine it feels more like we're at the very beginning of this conversation, because this is it. It's not, the trauma's happened. Let's be honest. That's it now. The band-aid is ripped off and a massive scar, but now it's like, oh, they've got there, and then that's it.
Yeah,
now we just and then.
For me and Fraser, this is completely new now. Like, I have no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
In all fairness,
the game.
Speaking even as a gamer, like of playing these games, I love the fact that they've changed things up. It keeps me on my toes, and I still watch it with a fresh eye. It's nice. It's enjoyable. It's a good show without the games.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they've stayed true.
One last thing I was going to ask. Oh yeah, so do you think Pedro will be back as Joel at any point? Like, not too spoilery, is there flashbacks or any kind of shit like that?
Honestly, I don't know.
As someone who can't spoil it, I think yes, because I think they must have had a conversation after that porch thing, because their relationship was very different in the morning, and they've hinted that something could have happened, and because she lies to the therapist, I have a feeling to believe they did have a conversation. She just wanted to lie to that therapist. That's my interpretation of. I think there was a conversation there.
Maybe.
And I think there will be flashbacks. Oh, because we have to see how Eugene died as well.
Do we? Are we going to see how Eugene dies?
Well, they brought it up a lot.
One flashback in the whole series.
I read into it.
Just Joel. Bam.
It's
that's it. That's how we died.
Maybe something from within the past 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there for 5 years, so I would have thought so.
Yeah,
I don't know if he'll be back. The only reason I'm saying this is because from episode 1 and 2, opening credits were opening credits. In episode 3, opening credits start with Bella Ramsey. There's no Pedro Pascal.
Oh,
the last
Yes,
little bit, just Ellie standing there. There's no shadow for Joel.
that
Okay.
Hit hard.
Yeah.
But-
did.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
don't
Hold on.
know.
Does Now TV add the skip intro button?
Oh, I watched it.
It does, right?
Mm.
Whatever. Anyway, even if it doesn't,
Uh,
it didn't for me. I was watching it on Now TV, and there was no skip button. I was like, all right, and then it went to the new intro of just her and no Joel. And
Yeah.
you're right. There's no
Yeah.
name.
It was
Mhm.
awesome.
Oh, that was already horrible.
So I don't know
crazy.
if Joel will be back. I hope he does, because I think there are a couple of flashbacks in the game. But if they completely decide to change it in the show and leave all those out, it would suck not seeing Joel and as again. But
Pedro back, yeah.
There's one particular flashback I'd love to see in the series. If they don't, then I'm going to be well disappointed. It's not. It's not.
Let's just
Go
see
for
what
it.
happens.
Mm.
Let's just see. No, let's just see what happens.
No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. No
I'm
spoilers.
not
Yeah,
spoiling it, just saying.
Well-
I would have thought they would be.
You
Alright.
mean that bit with the bit, right, Joe? When the other thing happens?
No,
And
not
then-
the bit with the bit.
Whoa!
I can't believe you ruined that for me.
Whoa! Yeah!
Man, I was looking forward to that
yeah! We all know it now. Haha. There you go.
Well,
Spoilers.
one thing I will say is that
That's
season one did a great job of adding a load of extra depth and lore that we never got from the game. So
Yeah.
I think it could be very possible we get like just a bit more Pedro, at least, if not any other bits of world building.
I think so.
I'd love to see more flashbacks of before the infection. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I know it's not relevant to any story, but I don't know.
I couldn't see Sarah alive again. Oh no,
No.
that'd do me in.
All
Right.
right.
So I guess we will.
Stories.
What's that? Sorry.
Yeah. I was saying, 3 episodes into the entire season, we still have a lot of things to go.
How many episodes? 6.
Do we, Rick? How many things?
Do you want a number? 69 different things are going to happen in the remainder.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Nice. Right, boys.
Right. So I guess we will catch you again in 3 weeks when we do another 3-episode recap.
Yeah.
We're back.
Thank you for joining us, Joseph. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Am I coming?
And yeah, you can come back. Why not?
Of
We'll have it
course.
then as well.
Stay up to date.
Yeah, we'll have you all. Just bring everyone in. It has been a pleasure as always. I've been your host, kind of, Charlie, and I've been joined by
Me, Rick.
Me, Fraser.
Me. Just too traumatized. I'm just traumatized.
It's all right.
our
Call me,
special guest,
Mr. Call me Master Trauma.
And me, Joe.
and Joseph. And thank you guys. We'll catch you next time. Peace
Yeah,
out.
see you in the next
Yeah,
one.
boys. Boop, 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 boop.
Boop, 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 boop.